Hey, how's it going, everybody? Happy Friday. It's Nerdy and Derek from Mystic Journeys Church. Looks like we've got Shroom Digger in the chat, and also me and Derek. Looks like it's just us right now, just three people. Friday, what can you expect?
It's a beautiful day today. I don't know
What's
how
up?
the weather was there. It was beautiful today.
Oh, it's hot. I'm sweating.
Really?
Yeah, good thing you can't smell me.
I can probably say the same because I feel like I mowed 50 acres today. I was out there mowing my lawn and everything, and it it was but it was perfect weather. It wasn't hot, so I really didn't sweat or nothing. But
Yeah.
the house across the street from me is for sale, so I'm trying to get my yard looking better and everything to,
Mhm.
you know, help that along so people don't look over there and go, "Ugh," you know.
Keep the neighbors happy. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Get someone
what
nice to move in.
yeah, exactly. I would
Make a
love
good impression.
another good neighbor. I mean, they weren't bad neighbors. They stayed over there. I never talked to them, so
Mhm. Yeah.
wasn't like they left, owing a cup of sugar or borrowing tools all the time or anything crazy.
Dude, I want that cup of sugar back, dang it.
Yeah, yeah,
No, yeah, most of my neighbors, I don't think a lot of people out here in Denver are all that friendly, but I am.
yeah,
So a lot of my neighbors that are always like super happy to see me, and they're like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And a lot of them are English isn't their first language, so I don't think they get a lot of friendly reception from people like me, white dudes.
yeah,
But they love me to death. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Like your kids are great. Let them play, be loud. I don't give a shit. Just being kids, have
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Why not? I remember when I was a kid, I could play out in the street. That's like we have a little street goes right in front of our apartment, and like there's a parking lot on one side, and there's the street that goes right in front, and that leads all the way out to the front. But it's like the perfect place because there's a fence right there, and it's the perfect place for kids to be. It's like a cul-de-sac, but it's not a cul-de-sac. I honestly, I'm so glad that I live here, and I was able to raise my kid in a place that's like pretty diverse, and there's lots of kids. But
Right.
okay, there's just a few kids that bully and things like that, but that's just normal neighborhood kid stuff. But yeah, yeah, I love it here. It's great. I do love where I live.
Nice. Yeah. That definitely helps.
Yeah.
Definitely helps.
Oh man, they make some of the best smelling food.
Oh, really?
Walking through the hall, and I'm like, oh my god, that smells so good. I want to eat that.
You show up banging on their door and you're standing there
Mhm.
with a plate.
Lemon chicken. I mean, butter chicken, please.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
or tikka masala, please. I smell it through the door. I know what it is. Just please cough it up.
Yep.
Delicious. How's it going, Mike Barball? Good to see you, buddy. An
Maybe if you
Oreo
show up
too.
some maybe you show up some naan bread, right?
Yeah, or something that I made.
Yep.
I can like make some halal candies and stuff. Yeah, I can impress them. I'm like, dude, I know what's good. I know what you guys can have. Um, so yeah, I don't know. HB shared this video with me the other day talking about I don't know if I it's about Ninja Turtles, okay? So it's totally nerdy, but my conclusion I got from it was HB is totally Raph. He's Raphael. And
Oh yeah.
if I was a Ninja Turtle, I would totally be Donatello. So are you Leo or are you Mikey?
I don't know.
You
I don't
don't
remember
know?
Cole's personalities well enough, to
What
be
color
honest.
of a Ninja Turtle would you be?
Red.
Red? That's HP. Okay. But see, I see you as being blue. You're you're Leo. You're the other leader. That's just but he's more calm, cool, collected.
Oh,
But Raph and Leo are always bumping heads. And anyway, Ninja Turtles. And then Pops is of course Master Splinter.
yeah.
He's the rat that's keeping the turtles. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I guess blue is my color.
yeah, yeah. You telling you, purple's mine. I love purple. I've always loved purple since I was a kid. But I'm the computer nerd, so and I like sticks. But I don't know. When I was a kid, I used to love Mikey too because he's like the light of the party. But a lot of people, they don't watch, they're not very familiar with the comics. They're just familiar with like the kids' cartoons. And the comics, they get dark, crazy dark. Um, the last living turtle is actually Mikey, and he's like going crazy. Where he starts seeing the brothers and things like that. It's just nutso stuff. But of course, it's Mikey. It's the one that everybody loves. He's the most lighthearted one. He's the one that's most tortured and most PTSD out of all of them. But he's the last one living. So anyway. So hey, it's going, Pops. Good to see you, buddy. Sammy P. How's it going, buddy? Glad you guys are here.
Yeah, thank you everyone for being here.
Should I read one of my cards from the Badass Affirmations 2? After the show this morning, I had like 4 different cards that I was like picking out. Do I pick one with unicorns on it, or do I pick one? Like, the unicorn thing this morning definitely stuck with me.
Yeah, the unicorn being a rhinoceros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I read that or seen that somewhere before, and then when Pop started saying that this morning, obviously I missed live, but I watched it and I was like, yeah, that was a unicorn is a rhinoceros, the uni being horn. I think we talked about it one episode. I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned it, and that was pretty cool to hear more. But that's a big stretch, isn't it? Like going from a rhinoceros to a magical horse.
Yeah. I heard another story
Magical
about
horse.
rhinos. There was like another creature that, like, when they were looking at it from like the side, the profile side, that it was like I had one horn, but I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But rhino does make a little more sense. But yeah, I'm gonna read one of these cards. We're gonna fill some time since HB's not here, so I'm gonna read 2 cards today. So I'll do the unicorn one first, since we're already talking about it. So I believe in miracles because I am a miracle. Some smart people with dope computers estimate more stars are visible from Earth with super telescopes than there are grains of sand on the Earth. Another smart dude, Dr. Ali bin Azir, estimates that you being birthed from your parents and existing as you are today is the probability of 2 million people getting together, each to play a game of dice with a trillion-sided dice, and they each roll the die and they all come up with the exact same number. For example, 550,343,279,001. Faith is part of you that dares to believe in miracles. And since you are a miracle, dare to believe in yourself. Okay? I, I like to tell people that unicorns don't care if you believe in them any more than you care if unicorns believe in you. It was a quote on a magic card. It was the real unicorn magic card. Look it up. But yeah, it stuck with me over the years. I always thought it was like an Alice in Wonderland quote, but I switch out the unicorn for aliens. Aliens don't care if you believe in them any more than you care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think that aliens lock their doors when they fly by Earth.
Oh yeah, I know it. I know it.
They've seen our satellite interceptions, like they know what entertains us. And they're like, no, lock the doors, put up the windows, get out of here.
Right? You probably
This is
just
a
see
bad
all the
neighborhood.
trash and they don't even get close. Look at all that garbage. Look at these these trashy humans.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, I honestly I do not remember where HB left off on the 5th agreement. So why don't we wait for HB to get here and he can remember where he left off. Oh,
Yeah.
just so everybody knows, HB is not here because he's working a job. I think he's at a restaurant.
I think, yeah.
I'll let everybody know. But yeah, he's working a job right now and he's just running a little late. So hopefully he'll be here before 8 or 8 hour time. Me and him. But yeah, so how's everybody doing tonight? see here. See if there's any good messages here that I can pull out. Did you know, Derek, that we have our own private chat right here in the stream? I didn't know until just now. It's right here at the bottom. It says private chat. And it's just me, you, and any of our guests can see it that are logged into Restream.
I don't see it. No, I'm watching the YouTube.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
No worries.
I don't see it on here.
So you'd have to be watching it through the Restream app to see the private chat then.
Yeah.
So does anybody have anything fun they want to share? Anything fun they're doing this weekend? Anything they want to ask me or Derek? Fun stories.
If anybody knows of any promotional codes for Starlink, please let me know.
Starlink.
That's what I want. That's the satellite internet. Right now they have like a $350 demand surcharge.
Really?
They still have that for my area, and that's the only thing that's stopping me. I mean, it's like $120 a month, and that really sucks, compared to what I'm paying now with Spectrum. But Spectrum's been really unreliable, so I figure with the Starlink, I won't have so many connection issues.
That's what I would think.
And but I can't get past paying them $350 because they think they're, so
Because they can.
yeah.
Because they can. Like
And
everything.
I'm kicking myself that I didn't sign up after the hurricane. They was going hard in this area, and they had all kinds of promo deals. They didn't have the that surcharge then, but there's nights that we lose internet. There's mornings, and I think they probably get a lot more phone calls, but it doesn't even help to call them or whatever and complain because they don't bill credit. So it's just like you're gonna sit on hold and wait, and then the person, it's not their fault that you're talking to. They're probably getting yelled at by people all day.
Yeah.
So
have you seen that South Park episode?
no, but I've worked in call centers, and I used to get cussed at for things that were way beyond out of my control. Like especially with people with cell phones back when they had spending accounts. So they would run out their minutes. This is when you had so many minutes a month and stuff type of plans.
It was always a scam.
Well, yeah, but then they put $20 on there, and then they would talk for 10 minutes, and then the phone would be shut off again, and then they call screaming, "I just made a payment." I'm like, "Yeah, you made a payment, then you talked for this amount of time. It
Right.
doesn't that payment didn't restart. Your minutes just bought you another little chunk of
Yeah, the South Park episode just nailed it. I won't go into details because it's a little it can get a little bit perverse. But yeah, they like causing pain to their customers. And it's obvious that they do not care, and they don't have competition, so you just have to take it. Like, is there somebody else to, provide you service? No? Okay, well then you can just wait till Tuesday or whatnot.
And trying to cancel can be a challenge because that goes against them. That goes against like the that representative's numbers. So if you try going to the store, they'll tell you to call. If you call, they'll tell you to go to the store. Yeah, I mean, you'll get the runaround. So
it's so frustrating.
I know some people, so I can get a box, with a return label, and not get anyone dinged. But it's for anyone else, it stinks.
I think these systems have so thoroughly damaged us and just broken us that people don't like talking on the phone or calling anywhere that's remotely similar to customer service ever again. Who do we got? Is that HP? Is he popping in here? Yeah.
Yep.
How's it going, HB?
Cheers, boys. What's going on?
Yeah,
I hate to be late, man. I hate to be late. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Oh, sweet.
How was work?
Sweet. It's pretty good. Appreciate you guys waiting on me.
Oh yeah. I was about to read the
All
next
right.
card if you weren't going to be here soon.
Yeah,
Actually,
sweet.
I may as well go ahead and do it.
Yeah, you can if you want.
This one is I forgive those who have harmed me in the past and peacefully but powerfully detach from them. Be honest with people about who you are, how you feel, and how you expect to be treated. Anyone who isn't receptive to your wishes and truth doesn't deserve your energy anyway. Some people will only like you if you fit inside their box. So don't be afraid to shove that box up their ass and bounce. If you've been hurt, release tension between yourself and others by disconnecting, reclaiming your energy, and using it to develop peace internally.
Why is this me?
Huh? Oh,
Why
I
is
think
this
that is
me?
you. You're right. You're right. I think I've heard you say that before. Just shove that box up their ass and bounce. I think I've heard that.
Something
come out of
along the
you.
lines, I'm sure.
Like something you'd say.
That's why people say I struggle with empathy, but really it's just, if I don't fit into your box, look, I don't try to get people to force to fit into mine. And if I don't fit into yours, you shouldn't force me to fit into yours. Really, it's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of what I was talking about, it's the opportunity to learn unconditional forgiveness. Same thing as unconditional gratitude or unconditional love. Forgiveness is a really hard emotion, man.
Oh,
I practice on it daily. I have people in my life that I go through times where I'm like, yeah, I've fully forgiven this person. And then one day I'm like, I'm not sure I do forgive that person. So it's like very hard thing to try to, keep in check, I guess. Cheers, everyone. Did you guys do the reading today?
Not yet. We didn't
INFJ,
know where
right?
you left off.
Yeah,
You want me to go ahead and start?
Yeah. Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Give me just a second.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm just
I actually don't know exactly where I left off either. But we're on chapter 3.
Nerdy, can you switch HB and me? Is that possible?
Oh yeah, I can do that. Yep.
Thank
It's
you.
as easy as a drag.
Reading. So.
There
There
you
you go. Thank you.
Okay. We are on page 34. The first agreement: be impeccable with your word. We kind of got into the first of the third chapter, which talks about the first agreement, but now we're going to have to get into the first agreement. Let's see here. If I can find a stopping point. Yeah, I think we'll just finish the chapter up. We got 3 or 4 pages here.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet. The first agreement: be impeccable with your word. This brings us the first and most important of the 4 agreements: be impeccable with your word. The word is your power of creation, and that power can be used in more than one direction. One direction is impeccability, where the words create a beautiful story, your personal heaven on earth. The other direction is the misuse of the word, where the word destroys everything around you and you create your personal hell. The word as a symbol has the magic and power of creation because it can reproduce an image, an idea, a feeling, or an entire story in your imagination. Just hearing the word horse can reproduce an entire image in your mind. That's the power of a symbol. But it can be even more powerful than that. Just by saying 2 words, The Godfather, a whole movie can appear in your mind. This is your magic, your power of creation, and it begins with the word. Perhaps you can understand why the Bible says, quote unquote, in the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. According to many religions, in the beginning, nothing existed. And the very first thing that God created was the messenger, the angel who derived a message. You may understand the need for something that could transfer information from one place to another place. Of course, from nowhere to nowhere seems a little complicated, but it's very simple at the same time. In the beginning, God created the Word, and the Word is a messenger. Then, if God created the Word to deliver a message, and if the Word is a messenger, then that is what you are, a messenger, an angel. The Word exists because of the force that we call life, intent, or God. The Word is the force. It is the intent. And that's why our intent manifests through the Word, no matter what language we speak. The word is so important in the creation of everything because the messenger starts to deliver the messages, and the entire creation appears out of nowhere. Remember God talking, or sorry, remember God and Adam talking and walking together? God creates reality and we recreate reality with the word. The virtual reality that we create is a reflection of reality. It's our interpretation of that reality by the use of the word. Nothing can exist without the word because the word is what we use to create everything that we know. If you notice, I'm challenging all the symbols, or sorry, I'm changing all the symbols on purpose. So you can see the different expressions mean the exact same thing. The symbols can change, but the meaning is all the same in different traditions around the world. If you listen to the intent behind the symbols, you will understand what I'm trying to say. Impeccability of the word is so important because the word is you, the messenger. The word is all about the message you deliver, not just to everyone and everything around you, but the message you deliver to yourself. You're telling yourself a story, but is it the truth? If you're using the word to create a story with self judgment and self reflection, then you're using the word against yourself and you're not being impeccable. When you're impeccable, you're not going to tell yourself, I'm old or I'm ugly or I'm fat or I'm not good enough or I'm not strong enough or I'm never going to make it in life. You're not going to use your knowledge against yourself, which means your voice of knowledge is not going to use the word to judge you, find you guilty, and punish you. Your mind is so powerful that it perceives the story that you create. If you create self judgment, you create inner conflict that's
Stop.
nothing but a nightmare.
Stop.
Your happiness is up to you, and it depends on how you use the word. If you get angry and you use the word to send emotional poison to someone else, it appears that you're using the word against that person, but you're really using the word against yourself. The action is going to create a like reaction, and that person is going to go against you. And if you insult someone, that person may even harm you in response. And if you use the word to create a conflict in which your body may be injured, of course, it's against you. Well, one thing I always say, if you put yourself in a position to have to hurt somebody, you're the one at fault, not them. You have to learn how to get a control on your emotions and be impeccable. Be impeccable with your word really means you never use the power of the word against yourself. And when you're impeccable with your word, you never betray yourself. You never use the word to gossip about yourself or to spread emotional poison by gossiping about other people. Gossiping is the main form of communication in human society. And we learn how to gossip by agreement. When we are children, we hear the adults around us gossiping about themselves and giving their opinions about other people, including the people that don't even know. I see this a lot. But now you're aware that our opinions are not the truth, they're just a point of view. Remember that you're the creator of your own story, of your own life story. And if you use the word impeccably, just imagine the story you are going to create for yourself. You are going to use the word in the direction of truth and love for yourself. And you are going to use the word to express the truth in every thought and every action and every word you use to describe yourself, to describe your own life story. And what will be the result? An extraordinarily beautiful life. In other words, you're going to be happy. As you can see, impeccability of the word goes much deeper than it seems. The word is pure magic. And when we adopt the first agreement, magic just happens in your life. Your intentions and your desires come easily because there is no resistance and there's no fear. There's only love. And you're at peace and you create a life of freedom and fulfillment in every way. Just this one agreement is good enough to completely transform your life into your personal heaven. Always be aware of how you're using the word and be impeccable with your word.
Good stuff.
I'll let you guys go first if you'd like.
I saved the page that time, so
Good. I saw you fold the page.
Yeah.
Yeah, and being impeccable with your word,
41.
it goes beyond just being impeccable with your word. It goes with being impeccable with everything you do, I think. But it does start with your word because you set expectations with your words. If you say you're going to do something, you should do it. And also, don't cause, pain and suffering with your words either, because I see too much of that every day, and you don't need to be contributing to the problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, just be impeccable with your word. Do your best. Don't take things personally. Don't make assumptions.
The negative self-talk will get you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
People are going to talk shit about us, and don't do the job for them. Like you have yourself to lift up every day. So don't focus on the negative or say, "Oh, I'm so stupid. I did that or that." No,
Yeah.
you have an opportunity to do better.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because it does create our own personal hell. It's just a matter of our programming, right? And it's almost a defense mechanism to do that to ourselves. If I call myself stupid, what you say to me doesn't matter because it's not as bad as what I say to myself anyway. But that's really that's the whole point of the book. It's like, that's the horrible point of it. Is like, you're saying these dirty things to yourself. Imagine how like your life is projecting onto other people or vice versa. Their life's projecting onto you.
It's such a funny thing too. Like, why are we so self-deprecating?
Yeah.
I've
100%.
always have been, and I just never really been able to put my finger on it. Like, why do we do that to ourselves?
Because I think I have the answer, man. I think about this so often. I think the answer is because that we live in a society where it's like, why would you do something to isolate yourself, to make people want to pick on you or like, condemn you or whatever, right? Box you up. But really, when we do that, there's always a niche for those types of people to get help or like, to get a group of people together, like to be able to support their ideas. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it kind of enables it a little bit. It's the same kind of way that why would somebody fawn towards somebody who's abusing them? It's just because it's human psychology.
Sorry to cover your face up, Derek, but Sammy P says spoken word and thoughts have a deeper impact than we realize.
Yeah,
Like when you got
100%.
close to the screen, it looked like you were reading the text. That's funny.
I've watched a bunch of videos about that though, and they say, like your brain doesn't know the difference sometimes when you say, like, I'm so stupid, you're hearing it, and your brain doesn't know the difference, like it's believing it. So we do have to be careful with what we say about ourselves, like
Yeah.
Pops had joked before about that SNL skit, like where the woman's in the in the mirror,
Stop it.
like, no, I'm smart, I'm
Oh,
I'm beautiful and whatever, these self affirmations,
Affirmations. Yeah.
people like me,
Yeah.
the church lady, I
Yeah.
think it was, right?
Yeah, dude.
The more positive things that we tell ourselves, that the better off our attitude is. I used to be
100%.
like, oh, I'm so stupid. I messed this up. I messed that. Get angry at myself. But I blame some of it on pop culture, like on TV. So usually the ones
Yeah.
who do that. Remember Chris Farley? Like, oh, I'm so stupid. When you go nuts, and everyone would laugh.
I'm guilty of that.
Look how damaging
I'm still
it was.
guilty of it.
It was
It's hard to break out of.
not with us no more. But if he had
Yeah,
different
dude.
different roles, maybe, but he was really typecast to be that kind of, that character.
Mhm.
But if
Yeah.
he had
Well said.
more positive roles, he might still be here.
It's a great way to look at it, Derek.
Think.
Yep. I think that whenever I was a kid, I came up with this quote that the mind can fool the soul into happiness. And as I got older, I kind of adapted it and said that the mind can lead the soul to happiness because it's not fooling it. It really is, like Derek's saying, is all right. It's kind of tricking it, right? If anything, but it's not really fooling it because it's actually, instead of it just focusing on the negatives, it's focusing on the positives. It's like, if you want to fix the world outside around you, how are you going to fix the world outside around you if you walk inside your house and your house is like a wreck and you're,
I think
the way you live in your house is a wreck, right? So it's going to be the same way whenever you enter inside your mental palace. You have to clean that up.
Mhm.
Yeah, 100%, man.
I think it starts out as the first, like you were saying, just as you developed it. It starts out with you trying to trick yourself into thinking it, and then eventually you truly do realize that this is the way that it is.
Yeah.
But at first, it feels fake, so you have to kind of trick yourself into thinking that it's real. Even
No,
though
you're
it
right.
is.
No, you're right, dude.
Because a
That's
lot
how
of
people
just
get over addiction and get out of depression and stuff.
Yeah,
I watched, not watch. I listened to a story earlier today, and this woman, she goes to a lawyer and says, "I want to divorce my husband, but I really want to hurt him." So the lawyer tells the woman, "Go home and shower him with love, and shower him with love, and then come back in 6 months, and then when you hit him with a surprise, because the woman's and the lawyer saying, I'm miserable, he's miserable." And so the lawyer says, "Go home and shower him with love, show him all the love and attention and everything, and do this for the next 6 months, and then you know we'll hit him with a surprise divorce." So 6 months goes by. The lawyer doesn't hear from the woman and calls the woman and says, "Hey, we're going to do this divorce or what?" And the
Mhm.
woman's like, "No, we're on our second honeymoon or whatever, and life is, she was happier than she could ever be,
Yep.
So that's like you're talking about, like kind of faking it till you make it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
man.
she was not thrilled with the idea about going home and showing her husband love and affection when she's standing in a lawyer's office. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But after 6 months,
Love it.
taking it till you made it, they made it. You
6 months of practicing.
Yeah. Yep.
Hmm.
Exactly right, boys.
Love it. Love that story.
Positive, or not positive, sorry. Reading the next comment. Pot says here, being impeccable, with being impeccable plants self-love and then you harvest it and give love away. Couldn't agree more, man. Because then you
Yeah.
have, this is what I was saying, that my opinion on how we could fix the world, make it a better place, is to fix ourselves first. And obviously we're never going to be fully fixed, but once we fix ourselves, we have the ability to start helping other people. Mr. Phillips says here, how do you talk yourself into being positive when everything you apply yourself, every time you apply yourself, you fail? Sorry, I've had a bad week, man. So yeah, I fall into that trap as well too, man. We talked about this, Mr. Phillips, just on the last episode of Mystics last week, or maybe even this week as well. But when you go through the enlightenment, quote unquote enlightenment, the journey of enlightenment is like, you know what? I think I made it. I finally figured it out. And then one day you're like, nope, I think I lost it. I slipped. And that's the journey to the road to enlightenment, is up and down and up and down. But really what you're doing each time you hit your rock bottom, it's a little higher than it was before. So you climb back up. And each time you're picking up momentum. I mean, I'm
Nerdy,
not an expert at this, but the road to enlightenment is not pretty, man. Sometimes it's a lot of self-doubt involved. Go ahead, Derek.
nerdy. What would Jocko say when you don't succeed?
Good. Good.
Gives you an
It's
opportunity
an,
I like it.
it's an opportunity
Get
to
better.
improve, an opportunity
Yeah.
to get better. It's an opportunity to change your perspective and realize that maybe that wasn't the right way to go. Maybe I should go this other
Love it,
direction.
boys.
There's a lot of reasons to be thankful for those so-called failures. It didn't happen because it wasn't meant to happen yet.
Yeah.
And if you don't
But
do it, if you don't get back up, then somebody else will. Like, you have
I'd
to get
also
back up.
think it might help to have a little bit more context in what you're attempting to do. Maybe we could give you some advice.
Yeah, 100%, man. Drop it in the chat if you like talking about it. Forley says here, in school, we all read the book, The Little Train Who Knows He Can. We consistently have to remind ourselves that we can do it. Yeah, you're right, dude. It seems like a really simple thing, but in reality, it's a really positive, powerful message.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cheers, man. If you want to talk about it, we're here. That's what we're here to do.
And thank you everyone for being here.
Yeah, so much. If you have any mycology questions or anything you want to ask, sorry, Derek, cut you off. Say it again.
Pop said, "You don't fail, you got feedback."
Pulling it up now. Yes, exactly.
Unconditional gratitude, man. It's hard. It's just like we're talking about forgiveness. Like I said, when you're in kindergarten, you're like, you start to learn empathy, right, for other people, how to treat other people because you wouldn't want them to do the same thing to you. But when you get older, these more intricate emotions like forgiveness and letting emotions go and things like that are really hard. So many lessons to learn in failure. Yeah, unconditional gratitude.
True.
It's unconditional gratitude. I'm grateful no matter what, even if I'm not happy, even if I'm not in my mode of preference. I'm still grateful. It's difficult. I practice that all the time. I can be totally pissed off at the world and my situation and be like, you know what? This is something I need to go to. Go through. David says here, go ahead.
I remind myself I can do it all the time. Also repeat this phrase, this too shall pass.
This too, and this too.
Nothing is permanent, not even diamonds.
Yeah, there's all
Yep.
different seasons. Sometimes we're in seasons of losing, sometimes we're in seasons of winning. And that's I think where you get a lot of gratitude. You know,
Mm.
not so much gratitude in losing, obviously, but either you still, even in losing, you still have plenty of things to have gratitude about. You know,
Yeah.
so but the winning seasons are the best. When things are going your way, everything lines up right. You think this job is going to be a pain in the ass, or whatever, and it ends up being easy. Like just
Yeah.
you just keep winning. But I mean, sometimes, but
Yeah.
losing, when you lose, and then you're like, this sucks, and oh, this is going to be such a pain in the ass. You're talking yourself into it, and the universe is going to give you more. You know, I'm running late, and there's a red light, and then you're pissed about it and everything, and well, here comes another red light, and another red light, another traffic jam. You know what I mean?
And you keep telling yourself, God dang it, I keep hitting every single red light. And the
Yep.
universe says, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever
There's
you
another
say
one.
to yourself, the universe just agrees and says, yeah, sure, okay. Why not?
When,
If you say so.
sometimes I think it gives us that pain for happiness. Like without the pain, we wouldn't be happy, right? Like we have to go through dark times to know what happiness is. Like to know to really appreciate the sunshine, you got to have the rain. Because if not,
Speaking
you're
of the
just staying out
rain,
there all day. It's the same stuff.
Kim says, we put our cat down earlier today. I'm sad, but still grateful I could help relieve her pain. Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
the hurt is coming from a place of love, too.
yeah.
Yep.
Grief is so painful.
But I kind of agree with what you were talking about with the Jocko thing. Like, I always get so upset when people have a loved one pass away and everybody's like, sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It's like, and I get the
It's old.
sentiment. I really do. But it's like, the word sorry is like not the way. Like, the way we should be opening our hearts to people when we're going through something tough. It's just like that Jocko thing. Like, good. Like, this is good. I know it seems like you don't have any empathy when you say that, but it's like, it's an opportunity to learn. And really, if you feel grief, the stronger you feel grief is like the more you felt love.
Yeah.
Like grief
It's
is the price
real.
we pay for love. So I
It
try
is
to look at
real.
it that way.
Mhm.
And it makes the enjoyment that we have with the thing, the people, the animal, whatever, so much better when we have the opportunity to lose it. We have nothing here on this planet. Everything here we borrow, except for what we take that's inside of us, who we actually are.
Yeah,
Everything we have, we borrow.
The Four Agreements talks about
Yep.
that and how
Yes, man.
everything belongs to death. Death owns
It's
everything.
not ours. 100%. It's very
No, we
Eastern
don't own it.
mysticism practice. Like we are just everything you have, you can cling to it and you can hold to it, but it's not ours. It's just here to teach us a lesson. Sometimes it's only here for a day, sometimes it's only here for a minute, and sometimes it's here for our whole lives. Really, it's the privilege that we get. That's what whenever I go through grief, that's the thing I'm most appreciative of. I'm like, they were here for that time that I needed them to be in my life and taught me the things that I needed.
Yep.
Kim, when you see your pet again, you'll be, happy and healthy and no illness. So I mean, it stinks that you have that loss right now, but it'll be good
100%, man.
when you see the cat again. And I believe that our pets, we'll see them later. There's that Rainbow Bridge, so there's gonna be a whole herd of animals there for me, and I'm sure for other people here too. And it
Yeah.
sucks losing a pet. You just went through it recently, HP, but I mean, you
Yeah, man.
give out roses, and that was really freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's hard when you're going through something that hurts to want to give. And I heard Dave Chappelle talking about the day. It's now are the times we need to smile through the pain now more than ever. When it's really hard to, because people can use that shit.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I do believe that. Well, I do, believe again is a strong word, but I like to think that we have like a soul connection to these animals and people. Like me and you, we all have a soul connection. Again, even if people are like only friends in our lives for a minute, I still think we have a soul connection. We have like soul contracts with those people. Like before, we were like, okay, I need you to come into my life at this time, and it impact my life in this way. I like to think we all have that. You know, our mothers, our fathers, our brothers and sisters and friends, everything. Yep, energy cannot be destroyed. It can only change form. Yeah, it's a big question, dude. I don't think we're supposed to know what goes on, what happens, and I think we all have our own individual, unique ideas, and it gives it a pretty full picture of what it might be. But I like to think that we're not supposed to know. We're
Yeah,
just here to live and experience, love and be.
experience it and love. Exactly. Get
And it's hard.
quit your bitching and start smiling more. no,
Yeah,
no, quit. Start
is
more
that
smiling,
bro?
less bitching. I need a T-shirt that says that. I definitely want a T-shirt that says "less bitching, more smiling."
Yeah, when it's hard, man. When it's fucking hard. Since I practice, I'm not great at it, dude. I really am not, but I try. I do my best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does feel like we all agreed to be here to teach each other out of love. Yeah, it does. It feels that way. Do I believe that? It's like hard to say, but I do feel that way when I think about it. I'm like, well, that's what Mike Tyson was talking about. This I watched the interview with him before the show today. It's like certain people are put on this earth for us, and it seems like kind of egotistical or convoluted or like, but I like to think that certain people are here for me to learn a lesson and me like to teach them.
Or vice versa. Yeah.
But yeah, there's
Yeah.
people that are lessons. There's lessons and there's blessings. And you just got to figure out who that person is. Are they a lesson or a blessing? And like there's blessings in the lesson because you'll learn. And that
Agree.
full months shame on me, or no, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So that's the
Yeah.
blessing kind of thing.
Just said that yesterday, man. Yeah. And to the point of the book, like sometimes we have to change ourselves too, because sometimes we're the problem. It's how we speak to ourselves. Like we're the ones at fault.
Sometimes you just want to grab people and shake them awake, though.
Yeah, I get it.
Come
But
on,
you
man.
cannot.
You know better.
Ram Dass. Ram Dass has a beautiful saying that if you're going to be trying to ask people to enlighten it, like if you're going to be willing to try to enlighten people, you have to be willing to ask to let them go of what's hurting them first. It's kind
Yeah,
of your
that's
awareness,
true. That's the hardest
your
part. Is most people
level
are
zero,
so attached to the
attached to
things
their
causing
fucking
them
ideas,
pain and
man.
suffering.
What we just read about in the agreement book, Mary. That's 100%. I
It's so
agree with
true,
you. It's
though.
like, but and the thing that grounds me is like maybe I'm not right. Maybe again the box that I'm trying to shove someone in might not be the box that they need to fit in. Again, that's why I try not to do that to people. Just like I don't want anybody to fit me into their box. You gotta let me be. If I'm a square, I'm a square. If I'm a diamond or whatever, right? You gotta let me be. But yeah, that's how you have to let people be, man. As long as they, my only thing is, as long as they are not hurting anybody around them or you, then you have to let them be. But if they are, then we can talk about intervening, being a hero or whatever. I will have that conversation. But you know, I also
It's
want to have the conversation of like, what can I do to prevent this first? If I put myself in a position to have to hurt somebody, am I going to be the one at fault here? Like if they come and try to hurt me, I'm just defending myself. But if I go up there and say, "Hey, you need to stop it. You're acting like a fucking dumbass," it's going to be instigating words, and people are going to fight back with that fire, with fire, usually with their venom, their problems, and their programming. That's what It's like a ram at clashing at that point. I've been there a lot in my life, 100%. I've learned how to watch my mouth in situations like that and just choose. Sometimes you're a bigger man by keeping your fucking mouth shut and moving on,
yeah.
not
I've learned
instigating,
that.
man.
It's hard to do.
It's hard, bro, because we feel so ego. We're like monkeys. We're like, oh, you said something to me. Well, I'll say something to you. Make you feel even worse. It's like again, we're just pouring gasoline on the fire. It's karma yoga. If you're going to have an interaction with somebody where you feel on your emotions, you got to put them aside. Like
Sometimes
we can
it's
act on our feelings and emotions logically.
but it's difficult to know if you're rebuking a fool or a wise man, because a wise man will thank you. Like, dude, I'm sorry. My situational awareness, I didn't know I was being a dick or whatever. But a fool is going to double down on that bad behavior. So I mean, it's up to us to also figure that out. And sometimes that's not the easy part. You know, HB just went a little sideways on us.
There was something I was about to say, but then I got distracted by Lynette's message here. It says, stop me if this isn't chill, but do I need more than the $5 level to get me yummy drinks? Reach out to HB. The way that system works is we aren't selling anything physical. We are selling spiritual services. So you basically sign up under one of us under the $50 level, and then we are allowed to provide you the sacrament, whatever form that takes. Each of us has our own specialties, so it just depends on what you're looking for.
But if you're
And
interested in the tea,
that's
and
HB.
that's HB.
Yeah,
So
he's the T man.
yeah,
He's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
He's good at what he does. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna pull HB up here. He just rejoined. There we go. Hiding the other screen. There we go. Welcome back. Oh, he's muted. Hold on. There we go. Gotcha. Oh, I can't hear you still.
did you both hit it at the same time? Maybe.
He muted himself, it says. So yes, I unmuted him, and then he muted himself. So yes. Okay, we're good now, I think. Nope, he's still muted. He just, oh, well, we'll see what happens. Yes, Lynette, that's correct. There was something else I was going to do. I want to wait for HB to come back up because this is a video that HB shared with me. And it's just a fun thing to end the show. We got 10 minutes left, and I want to talk about Ninja Turtles. And Derek, I mentioned a little bit before the show, but I think HB will get a kick out of this combo. Good, we're back. We can hear you.
My phone died.
You're good.
No.
But
But yeah,
Or spiritual guidance. Technically, you're getting the membership or spiritual guidance in exchange for the payment. So that is not tax exempt. But since we are a 501c3, technically, that's another story. If you just wanted to make a donation to the Mystic Journeys Church, that would be tax deductible, but it can't have anything attached to it because you have to subtract the value of whatever you're getting from it. And who knows what the value of membership really is. You can't really put a price on it. But I don't know. It's
that
tricky.
doesn't seem fair. That doesn't seem fair, though. I mean, like if you tie the local church and you go there every Sunday, you know, you're getting that same. Well, you're getting spiritual guidance from the preacher.
Mm-hmm. I'm also coming at this from my first experience with the 501c3 is Colorado Micro League.
Right.
So not a church. So with the separation of the church and the state is one of the reasons why the church is already a 501c3. It's because it's inherently automatically a 501c3 by law because of the separation of church and state. They have no business regulating the church. But there are perks and benefits to registering with the IRS to get them to recognize you as a 501c3, but it's too risky for a church doing what we're doing to do something like that. And the other local church that I know of that's in Colorado Springs, they've applied for the federal recognition and they did not get it.
there's something in that.
But
Um,
I did a lot of research on this, and everywhere I've looked with authority on this topic says that it's 100% just automatic because we were already registered as a church with the state. When we registered the business, we were like, yep, we're a church and we are doing what we're doing right now. This is church stuff. So we're honestly, it might be tax exempt. If tithing with a regular church is tax exempt, then I would think that this would be too, because it's in the same category. So this might be something you need to talk to a lawyer about, or I just need to dig deeper and find out whether tithing is tax deductible. Because if tithing is, then it is.
It is. I get a tax form every year.
Okay then.
Church. Yeah. But I mean, if I put cash in, I don't. I'd have to ask them. But you know, whatever payment that they have record like that I make online, then I get a receipt for that, and then I can deduct my tax.
Okay.
But when you switch
So-
HB and I, plus the show is drink, and I'd always get the chat on the bottom.
Right. So technically, since HB is just giving you the drink because he's offering you spiritual services, and you both agree that that's something you need for your spiritual growth, you're not buying it. You're just paying for spiritual services or paying your tithing.
Specifically. But to
So
answer
as
your
long-
question, you do want to sign up under me for
Yes.
as your personal mystic to be able
Right.
to get the drinks for sure. Definitely.
When you're signing up, just pick his name.
Yeah.
I think it actually
You'll see.
says your real name too.
We appreciate you so much for your support. I love people. I was just thinking about this the other day. This is what I was saying. It's like a lot of people were like, $50 is a ripoff. But to me, if I saw someone that was doing this and I had $50 to support them, I would support it because I love like people going out in the community and trying to push positive things out. So we appreciate you. Thank you.
Colorado law just passed another bill. They call it House Bill 261325. They're redefining some of the stuff in the Natural Medicine Health Act. So I'm digging through this and finding out whether they're changing the rules on us. But when it comes to the church, it's far less regulated because of the separation of church and state. But my biggest concern with this stuff is that the Colorado Michael League might have to change the way they do business. I think that the spiritual guidance is pretty much flawless because that's what we're doing.
Dirty, can you switch HP and I, please?
Oh,
He wants
yep,
to.
yep.
I believe he wants to show his drink, and he's not. Nobody's going to be able to see the chat over it.
Sorry.
There you go.
Right now they're just blank bottles, but I made this batch today. I made 12 bottles of it. This is the jalapeno lemonade. I made my first touch batch last week and got everything dialed in perfectly in this. You guys are gonna fucking love this drink. It is a perfect lemonade with the perfect amount of spice, perfect amount of jalapeno flavor to it. I've tried all different variations and ratios to get to the perfect lemonade. So you guys will love this. And I still have Blue Ferris available as well too, with the Blue Lotus and chocolate chemicals as well too. So yeah, reach out. I'm excited. Thank you guys so much for your support.
Nerdy could have went with one of those today. He said he was all hot today, so
Yeah, right. I could have
nice
used
little
one.
glass of that
Yeah,
lemonade.
cool down. Yeah. Yeah, hot and
Okay.
cool.
Before we move on to the Ninja Turtles, I'm gonna pull up some other messages here. We've got
Yep, all I gotta do is label them. Put labels on these.
Nice.
Mr. Phillips. was
These released at the
explaining
first next minute. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I just think Mr. Phillips was explaining his problem. I'm just trying to find it.
Okay.
Sam says, I feel it, Mr. Phillips. Sometimes it takes too much energy for something or someone. It can feel like failure or wasted time, but I got cut off. But I find, in retrospect, those are the times I learned something and grew the most. Like Pop said, the feedback. Yeah. Here we go. I said, seems like 9 out of 10 projects I attempt to fail and feel miserable. Well, maybe you just need some help. The feedback is you failed over and over. Hate being negative in the chat. No, you're not being negative. You're just trying to get some feedback. And we're happy to help. Maybe you could reach out to me on the side and maybe I can give you some advice, or maybe I can just help you. Just reach out. I'm happy to help somebody that's struggling this much. 9 times out of 10, I think maybe you just need a hand.
Say again.
Said if he's failing 9 times out of 10, maybe just needs a hand. Reach out. Maybe I can help. Shroom Digger says, "Hey, how's it going, HB? I mean MVP, not HP. MVP. Another series of letters. Mike, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man." Shroom Digger says, "HB, your designs for Zeta are very cool."
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I have some flyers right here.
And that's one of those things we have to be careful about is advertising. But what is advertising? In my opinion, advertising is a paid form of promotion. You're paying someone to promote your business. If you pay like pay per click or you pay for a billboard or something like that. But
Right.
is a flyer advertising? I think it's a form of self-promotion.
Yeah.
So it's these legal technicalities where they're updating the laws and stuff. Where I'm like, well, where do the citizens go to look up what the definitions of these words mean? Because this is all a bunch of bullshit. It really, I'm like, you guys are making it too convoluted.
But I do agree with, Pop Shrooms. He gave me some advice on his show that says, if your product's good enough, you don't need a label. And I like that, Like, yeah, the label does look really cool, and I love the branding, and it's part of like the idea of what Zeta is to me. But once you try this stuff in this bottle, it doesn't matter if it's black or blue or purple or what the label's got on there. It's got a poop emoji. You're gonna love this drink.
Or
So-
one of those label makers, those plastic label makers that punches out the letters. It just
Yeah.
put the
I just like to make things professional, because I feel like if it has a good label, you went through the effort of putting a good label in there. Obviously, what's inside of the drink is going to be high quality. So
it's really
I want to present, but it's not how I have to present because my ego isn't attached to this. Like I don't cling to this idea of Zeta, but it is like my kid. So I want to take it and kind of like push it in the right direction and just let it do what it do. Yeah.
Mike wants to play with my toys. Well, I'll have to bring some toys when I go to Mushfest. Maybe not the duckies, but
Just a second.
bring some
I'm gonna
Hot
open
Wheels.
that.
We'll play some Gaslands or something. Use my laser cannons and take you out.
Yeah,
MVP
label
says you
for-
need to set up a diorama thing. Yeah, it'd be cool if some of these Hot Wheels I've got with like the laser cannons and stuff. Yeah, man, I mean it. I really mean it, Mr. Phillips. If you need some help, just reach out. Okay. On the opposite side of, it's all bullshit. You know it's going to be good when it doesn't have a label. That's how I feel. It's like a mom and pop situation. Oh, it looks like it's just you, Derek. How's it going, buddy?
I'm gone now.
Let's see here.
Now it's just
There
the
we go.
space screen. There we go.
I changed the background. You see, it got spacey background now. Isn't that cool? Still schedule 3. Be careful. Exactly, Pops. That's why I'm trying. That's one of the reasons why it's so important to take the intro to our videos so seriously, because we really, really need to take this religious side so important. It's so important.
I really like how you reworked that, Nerdy, and you're gonna play that on the way out too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that.
Really cool. Really cool.
What's that, HB?
Yeah, I was just going to mention that. Give me just a second here, and I'm going to upload that Zeta picture, and then we could play that on the way out.
Okay. Well, I would like to play something else too. I want to discuss the Ninja Turtles before we go.
Yep.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna quickly play that video that you had shared with me on Instagram.
Okay. Perfect.
So I'm just gonna share screen if that's cool with you,
Yes. Go ahead.
unless you want to finish what you're doing first.
I want to go fishing.
Just go ahead and do this, and then I'll get this in a minute.
Okay, I'll add source here and I'll just share screen.
Perfect.
Let's see. Uh-oh.
Therapist, and he loves Ninja
Same home
Turtles.
environment.
Based on that.
Right.
If all the turtles grew up the same home environment, why does it seem like Raphael has the most like traumatic experience?
Well, he's the most expressive of his anger,
Yeah.
pain, grief in more like overt ways. But I would argue that all the turtles are coping in different ways. Some are acting in versus acting out. Raph probably acts out the most,
Hmm.
but all the turtles have their own ways of avoiding the present moment, dissociating,
Hmm.
or fixating or obsessing. Raph just does it louder. but they're all coping and grieving and adjusting in their own way. There's a lot of angst there. I love that scene where Leo begs them all out to the woods to meditate by the fire, and they're all kind of disgruntled and complaining, and like once they get out there, there's this equalizing moment where they're all touched by the moment and they all access emotion, and it really, like, you see this level playing field of like, yeah, sure, they're all have their idiosyncratic differences of how they cope and adjust to the world, but in that moment they're all turtle, they're all mutant, and they all have this emotional connection to each other, to Splinter, and to their identity, to their purpose, their reason for being there. So Raph's just the loudest. Galvin.
If all the turtles grew up
I love this
the
guy.
same home environment, why does it seem like
It's good stuff.
Yeah, I love that guy. I love that message. And I was like, wow, that is deep.
But how many of us have brothers and sisters that were raised in the same house? We all have way different personalities. Like, I am way different than my brother. You know,
Yeah.
he's only 8 months older than me. But, you know, I think there's a lot of families that are like that, you know.
Let me see
Like
if
you
I
said, it's the way that we handle things.
Right. You guys still hear me? I'm glitching out. Okay.
Yep. Give me just a sec. I'll add this, and then we can wrap this show up.
All right. But yeah, so I watched that and I was like, dude, HB, you are so Raph. And it's obvious that I'm Donatello. Like, that's just a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So, Derek, that leaves you. Are you, does that mean you are Donatello, or are you Michelangelo? Not Donatello, Leonardo or Michelangelo? See, I think you're I think you're a Leo. You seem more like a Leo to me, for sure.
Blue one.
Yeah, the blue one with the swords. A leader. He's more calm, cool, collected. Similar to Raph, but opposite.
And he has swords.
He has swords, dude. He's got cool
Nice. I
katanas.
used to love throwing knives. So, I mean, that fits
Yeah,
too.
confirm. So people can read it. Full screen. No, back over.
Trouble with the screen here.
Is it picking it up?
I'm just seeing my big face.
I see.
Yeah,
I'm
I see
still
the
glitching out.
That is
I
fire.
changed it. Yeah, I think you're a little bit behind, Nerdy.
Okay. I'm gonna leave and come back in.
Okay. Yeah, you guys read this over. This is my words. Obviously, it's AI art. Who gives a shit about that? If you have your opinions about it, then you have your opinions about it. But these are my words. I wrote this out. These are words from my mouth that it kind of explains what I think about Zeta, and it's trying to mix, old school, thousands of generations of people using magic mushrooms with the modern day technology and science of today, to make the best, highest quality product I can. One thing that is big about Zeta is I don't ever use plastic to make Zeta. It's either like metal pot or to pasteurize or sterilize, or it's glass bottles all the way. No plastic ever. It's for fresh ingredients, high quality ingredients. Like for the lemonade that I just made, it's fresh squeezed juice, organic fruit, jalapenos and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm super proud of this and appreciate you guys' support. Zeta really has a life. It really does have a life of its own now. It's like a kid. So it's like I can just like give it good intention and push it in the right direction, and hopefully takes off and goes to Zeta and back. Really nice. And also, still as usual, if you guys need tinctures and teas and all that, reach out to us, mysticjourneyschurch.org. Go sign up to become a mystic. It's free to sign up. You can also join our $5 a month tier. It comes with movie night Mondays on Discord, one-on-one mycology advice and stuff like that. The Discord is free to join. You guys can, I'll put the link in there in a second, or no, you can grab either one. Join the Discord, and that's where we hang out. Do movie night Mondays. The $5 perk also comes with a Minecraft server and a couple other things. It's really cool. The $50 a month comes with the spiritual sacrament, sacramental guidance
Spiritual
and
purposes, yeah.
yeah, 100%. So, and yeah, the Zetas come with the spiritual package. So appreciate you guys so much. I think
Are we
that's all.
doing the mythic journeys tonight
If
on
you, if
Discord?
anyone
Open
wants to
Discord?
watch the movie on Discord tonight, I am happy to stream it.
Okay, perfect.
There was a
Um,
few people last time they didn't get to watch it, and remember we were talking about maybe doing it
Sammy,
tonight.
Shroom,
Yep, I'm happy to.
Sammy, Shroom, if you guys are here, join us here in just a bit on Discord. I'm about to drop the link in there for you guys. Please join because it's going to be free tonight for everybody to watch because Mythic Journeys is kind of the inspiration for nerdy behind
It really is.
Mythic
You'll
Journeys. So,
see, watching this movie, you'll see elements in the Tenets video, the intro and the outro. You'll see why it's there once you watch this movie. You're like, oh, it makes so much more sense now. But yeah, quickly back to the Turtles thing. So if we've got Raphael, Donatello, and Leonardo, where's our Mikey? We need a fourth. So maybe that's Chris Vinci.
maybe.
We just got to get him on the show a little more often. But he's Mike.
We
He is a Mike.
did get him back on. It was really nice having him. I think he's been our best guest so far. He's really intellectual, really articulate, well spoken. I love it, man. So we got to get him back on the show. I love picking his mind. I'm interested to see what he thinks about data.
Yeah, and if we're the Turtles, that means Pops is Master Splinter.
Definitely, 100% nerdy. Took the words out of my mouth, man.
Yeah, you said that earlier, and I was like, dude, we got to share that on the show. Pops is Master Splinter. But yeah, Chris and I were actually teaching a mycology class yesterday, and one of the students couldn't remember my name. So in her notes, she wrote, the fuzzy guy.
The fuzzy guy. No way, dude. Some people are like children. They say stuff that's just off the top of their brain, and they're so right about it. Like,
love it. I love it. I'm like, yes, I am. I'm the fuzzy guy.
Fuzzy guy. Chris was like, dude, I think this is for you. I want to mention one really quick thing here. Riffing with HBs, I know we missed yesterday's show. I apologize about that, you guys. I know it's not impeccable. But I had something pop up. But we're going to get back to Mahali. We're going to throw them in next week. But Riffing with HBs is going to have a little bit of a schedule change, same days, but we're going to start doing it at 12 p.m. Mountain Time, which would be 10 a.m. EST.
2.
Oh, 2? Yes. Yeah, you're right. Correct. Yeah, sorry. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, correct. So 2 p.m. Mountain Time. Yeah, you're correct. Thank you. But yeah, we're going to be doing They Might Be Giants as per Nerdy's request on Saturday. I'm excited to learn what about. I know a lot of millennials have said they know about this band. So yeah, excited to see what you guys got going on in the millennial group.
Millennial.
The millennial.
A lot. They don't really know where to put somebody that's born when I was born. They didn't really have a category for us, so they gave us a new name. They call us the Zennials. So I am a elder millennial.
So
like, okay.
I'm that for Gen X or Gen Z rather. Yeah, I'm literally the very first last year. There's millennials in 96 and then 97 is Gen Z.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yep,
Father Time.
Yeah, elder millennial. I love that term. It's funny.
I'm excited to get old, dude. I've always been really excited to get older. The older I get, the more I feel like I'm learning and doing. I'm getting more under my belt as every day goes on. Can't wait to keep going.
I can't wait to be a grandpa. Honestly, I'm gonna be a cool ass grandpa.
You're gonna be the fuzzy grandpa, dude. You're gonna be the fuzzy grandpa. Oh my god, they're gonna call you fuzzy. They're not even call you nerdy anymore. They're like, nerdy's my old name. They used to call me back in the day when I used to do mycology. Now they just call me fuzzy grandpa.
Back in my day, everybody called me nerdy.
Now they call me fuzzy. You're only as old as your mama tells you. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Mythic Journeys tonight. So instead of Mystic Journeys, the name of the movie is called Mythic Journeys, and it is exceptionally difficult to find a copy of this movie. So where I found it was on Canopy, if you have a library card, you can just log in with your library card and you can watch it. But I'm a bit of a pirate, so I from there I recorded my screen. So you might occasionally see the mouse during the movie. But yeah, that's the only way I could think of to actually like I need this, I need it in my possession. I would like to eventually find a way to buy a copy of it. So I actually like legally own it and possess it, but I don't know where to buy it right now. That and the Pharmacratic Inquisition. Those are two movies that really, really influenced me.
Getting older is great, so your body starts off.
So true, Kim. I'm already feeling it.
I'm already excited.
Nothing that extra weed can't help.
Yeah. It's all fun and games. You sneeze and hurt your back, right?
Hey man,
Yes.
get worse every day. Not even in my 30s yet.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
I pedaled a little bit too hard on the bike today, and that shit like fucking trying to rip my damn tendon out of my leg. I was like, yeah, I'm getting old, dude. This is what they were talking about. Can't even bike anymore.
I got out of bed wrong and I'm feeling it.
For real.
Yeah.
Cool.
Getting old
Yeah.
sucks, but it beats the alternative. Yeah.
I dropped the Discord link in the chat. I'm gonna do it one more time for you guys. Go over there. It's free to join. That's where we hang out. That's where we talk. That's the social media I use most. I'm always on Discord. I have a Discord server called the Headbuster Hotel, but I'm always there, available. If you guys need me, just add me, Nerdy, Derek as well. Just add us in the chat, and we'll respond to you as quickly as possible. Mycology questions, spiritual questions, anything like that.
I almost always see the messages as soon as you hit send, but I oftentimes I'm doing something, so I'll see the message and make a note, and I'll try to get back to it when I can.
Perfect. I try to respond as
Any
possible.
message.
Yeah. It's a great community we're trying to build over there, where people don't have to be flooded by ads or we curate what goes in the server basically. So it's
No
basically
no
put the
bots
picture-
or algorithms controlling what we're saying and doing on there. It's us.
come watch Mythic Journeys with us, and then we'll see you guys tomorrow with for Riffin. Again, we're going to be doing this at 10 p.m. EST instead of 7 p.m. EST.
Two.
Or sorry, 9 p.m. But yeah. Oh my goodness, Nerdy. Thank you. 2 p.m. EST. Remember that. 2 p.m. EST. 12 p.m. Mountain Time. You guys figure it out. I'm in Mountain Time, damn it.
Noon our time, 2 pop time.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we'll be doing They Might Be Giants. And
Oh, that's gonna
I
be a good one.
will see you guys on our Monday episode, and we're going to do The Way of Love again. Bye, everyone. Remember, practice being impeccable with your word. Don't talk negatively about yourself, and do what you say you're going to do. Bye, everyone. Have a great night.
Don't take things personally. Most important. I
Always
think that's
do
the
your
message
best.
today. Don't take things personally.
Have a great
Yeah.
weekend. See you over
Bye,
on Discord.
Nerdy, hit that on the intro again.
Man, I love being a turtle.